Hi. Welcome to our show.
Well, hi, everybody!
Coming to you somewhat live and semi-weekly from the Quad M World Headquarters located in Helena's scenic North Valley, it's the Quad M Show. Here are your hosts, TJ and Marty.
And we are your hosts. I am TJ.
I'm Marty.
And I'm McKenzie.
Yeah! Unfortunately,
We're back.
Old Beer Tay's on assignment. I think we can just use that as the
He's
role
missing
on
all
this one.
road.
Well, sometimes there's things going on. People have to do what people have to do.
We were gone.
As we always for like a month.
I know.
Welcome to episode 104.
I listened, though.
You did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, did you?
When I was packing. Ask Marty. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And so do some other people. We'll get into that shortly. But for the other folks that are giving a listen, I'd like to give a little bit of thanks out to, what the hell is that? Port Flan? Floyne? Someplace in Ontario. Port something. Port Flan. I don't know.
Ontario.
Our Chinese.
Sacramento.
No, Ontario's in. That would be Canada.
And it's made for a woman.
How did you see my best friend's wedding?
All of our no.
Oh.
Our Chinese bots are visiting us once again.
Nice.
Ni howdy to all you folks.
Konnichiwa, bitches.
Los Angeles checking in there. Menlo Park out in California. I guess I didn't realize that Menlo Park is like in that Silicon Valley area.
Really?
Yeah, so we got some maybe have some people with some fucking money listening to the show.
Hells yeah.
If you want to be a sponsor, you just check out, give us a little.
They're like,
talking
whatever,
to
I got
there.
stuck in 5 o'clock traffic. Like,
Stitcher just kicked me on. I don't know. Henderson, Nevada. We got Alexandria, Louisiana. We got some folks out there in Salt Lake. We got St. Petersburg, Florida. Warsaw out there in Poland.
yeah.
Oh, let's see. Try to find some more in the U.S. because I've gotten to the point now. The foreign ones, I don't trust so much. Mm-hmm. But the Chinese ones I do because every week they're coming back and they go right to the Quad M show. So
Yeah?
I think the Chinese ones are for real.
Yeah. That's cool.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, they don't fucking write. They don't call. They don't, call up and say, "How you doing? I love the show. You guys are so
Send a
funny.
letter. Come on.
What happened to Taika Waititi? He's so funny."
No more take a titty?
What the fuck?
Now they're never going to write.
Well, but we did have a fan. Well, more friend of the show.
It works.
yeah.
That's a fan.
Yeah, So Mark Piokas wrote in.
Oh, my God. Yeah, my uncle.
Marky Mark.
Famed movie director. That we're still waiting on that one.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Well, it was funny when we were talking about that the last time. He actually messaged me on that one and said, "Well, I'm just editing into the third act, and it's going to be taking a little while, but I'll give you a rough cut like in April." So the clock's ticking, friend.
Oh, gosh.
Because I want to be able to see the rough cut. Mm-hmm. So when it comes time to whoring out the film, what level of whoring out am I going to do? If the surrounding part of the movie is as good as the scenes that we filmed,
Yeah.
not that I'm saying they're good because of me, they're good in spite of me.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. But if the rest of the movie is as good and as fun as it was when we were doing the recording and trashing your house,
Yeah.
again, not my fault.
Oh, no.
I
my
told everyone
uncles got
pack it
their
in.
ass reamed.
I told everyone, pack it in, pack it out, kids. The level, at least some level of straightening up did occur, and that was me getting on.
Thank you.
So I did what I could.
I love how my Uncle Frank, right when I walked in, I'm like, because I was immediately, which you can cut this out, but I knew those girls were underage. And immediately,
Well, it's okay. Nobody touched anything or did anything.
No, but when I walked in there and I was just clouded with pot, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And because I told him not to smoke in there because my landlord was coming over the next day, and he goes, "Oh no, it's fake, it's synthetic." And I was like, okay. And then I see the guy doing it. I'm like, you motherfucker, it's not synthetic. What are you fucking talking about?
Wow, man.
You know, if you just said if you would have just said it smelled like various herbs and spices, maybe I could have not had to edit that. But boy, you just wham,
Or went right for it.
Nope.
we got to train you on using code.
Say what I mean.
Say what I mean.
But yeah. So anyways, if the movie is if the movie itself is as good and as fun as it was when we were doing the filming, you know, on the various locations that we were filming, then I will whore it out like a mofo. I will try to get everybody that I possibly can in for the big screening. Probably he'll do it at the Myrna.
He
Oh, yeah.
will. He's going to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I would think so. That's you know.
That's where he did his other.
And we can drink beer while we watch it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you don't think you're going to enjoy it, we can make you enjoy it in some form or fashion.
And then at the end of the, what he does is a Q&A at the end. So all the actors and actresses stand up on stage at the Myrna and we talk to the audience.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, I had to do it. And actually, when I was going through all my stuff moving, I found my script and I'm reading it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, oh, it's the movie. Yeah, where the fuck's that movie? Like, start messaging my uncle. I was like, dude.
Was this the last time when you told me you would talk to him, or?
No, this just happened. I just
was
found
it?
I was on Tuesday. We were going through old papers and stuff, and I found it, and I kept it, you know, for scrapbooking and memories, you know.
Well, no, I got our script from
Yeah.
that over there. Yeah, that was his whole thing. Was like, you know, and you can feel free to ad lib if you want. I'm like, no, you don't want me to ad lib.
Yeah. Right.
But no, I mean, actually, I think I actually had to write part of it. Maybe I know him, and I know Mark and Frankie were talking about possibly giving me some writing credits. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, Mark. We'll see if that happens. Since I know now officially he is listening to the show still.
Right.
Wink, wink, dude. Yeah, waiting for that IMDb. You know.
Yeah. It's I want to see what I look like in the outfit they made me wear.
Okay, remind me again, because this is we were filming this before, you know, we were all, you know, buddy and everything like that. And you said you were in the convenience store scene.
So I was the teeny bopper that came up. I had cheetah pants on.
Okay.
And I have the jean jacket and I have a side ponytail, the big old hoop earrings, and I was like, pack of smokes, and the lady says, what do you want, the Jenny Crank diet?
Okay.
And I was like, she goes, you're heading out to be a movie star in LA? Take it from me, honey. I got this bad boy, and 2 divorces later or whatever. And it says, or something on check on aisle 3 or something. You can't go home, or you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here to you guys because you're messing around in the store behind me.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then I had another couple parts.
I don't know if they caught it on camera, but I'm just sitting there just pocketing shit.
Yeah.
that was the direction. Just grab and pocket. And I look at the store and I'm like, okay, if you need to keep an eye on me, look, here's what I have in my coat already. Okay?
Yeah.
Everything else, you know, I'm just grabbing the most ridiculous shit, you know. I'm fucking, you know, I got like a can of Pringles and a fucking thing, and then like I don't know, some kind of like fucking drain cleaner from the, various. Oh, we could use ketchup, sure, why not? I'm just fucking grabbing and pilfering. But half of the shit from that scene, I honestly don't remember a whole lot about it. Because it was, you know, my line was just come up and be all like smooth and cool, and then I don't remember what her line was to me, but it was just basically just being a total bitch to me. And I'm like, I get all petulant looking, and I'm like, and I drop the change and just walk off. and then I remember because the next scene was when we were like all supposed to be standing outside. Mm-hmm. And I come out, and they're like, you know, be pissed. So okay, I'll be pissed off. And I come out, I'm like, that fucking bitch. I think I even busted out the C word. I'm not a fan of the C word. I think I even busted out the C word. I am just and Mark's eyes are like about this big. Frankie goes, okay, let's do it again. Just dial it back.
Yeah, dial it back.
Dial it back. I'm like, all right.
Got that out. That feels good.
I just had to do that. Sorry.
So actually,
that one was for me.
On that scene, I was at my friend's birthday party, and I don't know why, but I totally fucking spaced it that I had to be there. And Mark gave me my Uncle Frankie gave me a text, and he's like, hey, we're at the convenience store. And I'm like, fuck. And of course, I don't drink. I do not drink. I'm at my friend's party and she's forcing shots down my throat. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't got anything to do. I get that text and I'm already like feeling it. I'm laying on her couch like, oh, this is not fucking good. I don't feel good now. Like, and he's like, where are you at? We're at the convenience store. I'm like, fuck, I gotta go. I jump up. I'm like, Sarah, you knew I had to fucking go to this movie. She goes, oh my God, I forgot. And I'm like, I guess it's better being drunk than, I'm probably be better at it. I run home. I change. Marty gets me over there and he's like, okay, let's do it. Let's start. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I was like, pack of Sarah's a pack of gum. Like, I think I did good. I don't know.
That may have improved. I don't know. We'll find out when we get to see the rough cut on.
I'm excited.
So what did Mark say? Did you ever read it?
Let's get back to the point. Let's get back to the point of this one. Yeah. So eager listener, Mark. Now you guys listened to last week's show.
Yep.
And you know how we were talking about Stephen Hawking and this whole thing, and Elon Musk, who I had never heard before. I thought it was like a fucking designer cologne when Jason started talking. No, but apparently he's a dude. He's like a real life Tony Stark. I mean, let's be honest. He's like the real life fucking Iron Man.
Yeah.
And so as we were talking about him, Mark decided to write in, send me a message saying, hey guys, a couple things you may not have known. All of the scenes in Hammer Industries in Iron Man 2, or as I like to say, the one we forgot about.
Yeah.
Hammer Industries, all of those were shot in Elon Musk's factory.
Really?
I did a little checkup on that. Yes, that information is valid and correct. So yeah, Elon Musk. And he actually had a cameo. I was double checking there too. Actually had a cameo in Iron Man 2.
Really?
That if you miss it, you snooze, you'll miss it, where like in old Gwyneth Paltrow, they're at some shingding or whatever. And she says, oh, hello, Mr. Musk. He's like, yeah. And he tries to pitch Tony on like some fucking electric plane. He's like, yeah, we're on it. And they just walk off and they like fucking poo-poo him. Like, fuck you. This is my movie.
Weird.
So there's that. And then also, if you remember, I think we were also talking about how whether or not you've ever been able to wake yourself up with your own stink. Maybe you didn't get to that part of the show. No, we were talking. So it was an offhanded comment, talking about farting in bed. I think it was during the Reddit fun.
I don't think I made it I paused it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
Actually, what happened was he was listening to the show at the same time I was, and we had our headphones on walking around the house, and I started laughing. I'm like, I'm listening to and he goes, oh, I'm listening to TJ, and yeah, and then I was like, well, take off your headphones. We'll just use one fucking phone. And so I took it off, and then we got caught doing something, and yeah. So I was like, we don't have to both be on headphones, like,
I was in moving zone.
But he says, you can't smell while you're asleep. I learned that on the set of the movie. You will see it when you watch it. And to that I have to say, Mark, no, I have woken myself up from maybe I wasn't in deep REM sleep.
Right.
Maybe I was just coming in or out or whatever. I mean, I'm easily no, I can't say that. I'm a pretty hard sleeper. No, I have woken myself up to the smell of my own rancidity.
I haven't woken myself up with that. I've woken up from his, but I have most embarrassing moments of my life. I did it with Marty. I actually did it with Marty. A couple of my exes too. Like the first time you spend the night, like, okay, I have tummy issues. I have my whole life, and I could never stay at a guy's house because you have gas at night when you're sleeping, and especially when you've been drinking. And I would fart so loud it woke me up, and I knew it woke. I knew they would wake up and they'd move, and I'm like, like, okay, so they're never calling me again. Or like they'll be cuddled up behind me, and I hate that because I'm like, I'm gonna fart and it's gonna vibrate right on them. Like, and I've done that. Yeah, I've woken up from his stink, but
you try to play it off like it's the try to play it off with the dog. It's like she farts and Marty says scraps.
No.
Fucking farts again, scraps. Farts again, third time. Scraps, get the fuck out of the bed or she's going to shit on you.
Oh, no.
I've watched Sookie fart directly in Mackenzie's face before while she was asleep.
No. That's what we'll do. Or I can just say it.
What, dog farts stink? Yeah.
Nope. My dog got in trouble for something. She ripped up some garbage. She if there's food in the trash and the trash is down, she will rip it up and hide it in her bed in her kennel. Found it, got mad, spanked her ass. That night I went to bed. Marty was eating peanut butter M&Ms in the fucking bed. I go to sleep. I'm a light sleeper too. I'm very light sleeper. I'm sleeping on my back. I wake up several times a night. I have insomnia really bad. And as I'm getting out of bed, something rolls off my chest. And I immediately was like, what the fuck? And I grab it, and I'm like, that motherfucker. It's a peanut butter M&M. And I look at him, I'm like, you fucking asshole. And I get so close to and I'm like, go like almost to put it in my mouth. Oh, no. She shit one fucking turd on my chest. I want to know if there was cameras in my room, how she squatted perfectly over and she shit on my chest. Ask Marty. She fucking pooped on my chest. And
your dog gave you a Cleveland steamer.
She pooped on my chest. One turd, one nugget. It was
Dog's
a circle. It's like she poops normal poops every day. So I know that she purposely pinched it off in nugget form on my fucking chest. I don't know how long it had been there, but I almost fucking put it to my mouth. I thought it was squish because I grabbed it and I was squishing it. You know, if it's like melted kind of candy, you can push on it a little bit.
Yeah, it's candy, all right.
And I pushed it with my hand, and I got close, and I was like, oh, it's kind of grainy. And I looked at him like, dude, I freaked. I threw it, and I'm like, Marty, get out of the fucking bed. Rip the sheets off. She shit on my chest. Marty's like, who? I'm like, Sookie, she shit on my chest. And I look at her, and she's laying like this, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Because now I'm mad. I'm like awake, and I'm pissed. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? She's like, she always has her legs. She goes, like kicks her legs at me. I was like, oh. I'm like, I gotta walk out of the room. I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. I jump in the shower. Marty's all like, do we have to change the sheets like right now, or can this be a morning thing? I'm like, oh my god.
Well, I mean, she did just poo on your chest. She did poo on the bed.
Right.
But it rolled off.
Well, that's because
On
you
your
were
side.
like picking at it and smelling it, and
Dude, ugh. I was so mad, and that's not the first time, but yeah. And Marty was awake once, and Sookie crawled out of the blankets, and my dog's farts can be like super. That's exactly what they sound like. And you know it. And Marty always goes, ew! And the dogs always look back. Like, they're not afraid of their farts. They know when they fart. And I guess I had my mouth opened. And this fucker loves taking pictures of me when I'm fucking sleeping. And he doesn't ever tell me. He doesn't ever post them. I'll take his phone randomly once a year and I'll go through and I'm like, what the fuck are all these pictures of me sleeping, you fucking weirdo? And he goes, I don't know. I like to take pictures of you. I'm like, ew! And they're all very unflattering pictures. I'm like, Sookie's asshole is right there, blowing gas right in my mouth.
I'm so glad we had this moment.
Right.
Dog shit right on my chest.
So other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? Well, you know what? It saves me from having to talk about the ravages of sex with a chick with wall ass. That was my big thing for this week.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, it's just real brief here because thank you. You did kill the first segment. Thank you. Like I said, I literally damn near had nothing. So thank you very much. This is why
If you ever have nothing, bring me.
Then you got something, all right.
Sometimes nothing can be a real cool.
We were just at bowling, the other night, and of course, as we're sitting there, I don't remember what the hell we were specifically the reason why we were talking about. It's one of those things, personal preference, but I don't want like slovenly fat. Chicks, but something with a little bit of cushion on the back end, and I don't know why the hell because we were talking about it, and as the conversation came along, it was I was setting as an example. I think last year, 2 years ago, I don't remember specifically when it was, but the incident when I had the nail through my foot, and we had thought there was a medical clinic, but ended up having to go to the actual Benefice Hospital there in Great Falls, and And we go in this place, and there's a gal working the front desk, and literally this was her body.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a fucking broomstick. I mean,
Like my sister.
I mean, seriously, there was no curvature. There was no,
Yeah.
like no figure to her whatsoever. Oh, Jesus, my dad's all ripped, snorting, and ready to go. He's, I gotta get me some of that. I gotta get me some of that. I was like, you can fucking have that. Oh, what the hell's wrong with her? I was like, Dad, Jesus Christ, I'd break her in half. You know? And the big thing to it was the fact that when you're going through various different positions in your sexual escapades, you get a gal with a bony ass, and doggy style hurts. Mm-hmm. Like right there through the fucking pelvis with that. Oh God, it's like you're getting fucking stabbed.
Sounds like you really go to town.
Hey, I don't fucking play around.
Going to Pound Town.
I am there to fucking.
Does that happen to you?
What? No.
That's good to know.
Because you're light and gentle.
No, I used to have a way bigger butt. I used to weigh way more, and I used to have a huge butt. And
Where's on this side of the lawn?
You still have a wonderful butt, babe.
JD said I had pancake ass.
JD don't know what he's talking about.
He said it. He goes, "You have pancake ass now. You lost too much weight. You lost your bubble butt." Oh. That's sad.
Well, no, I mean it's all right because you've told us about JD, or as I like to call him, Bane.
Burn. Yeah.
Bane.
My God, you've lost all that weight. Your ass is flat like a wall.
That's basically. I think he likes to dog on me too. Marty's his best friend now. I just got kicked to the side.
But no, I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, it's just, it's just better, and it's personal preference. Some people I might prefer to have that, but like I said, not unkempt, not slovenly, look like you still take care of yourself and eat right and diet, but there's a little something back there just to just so I don't have pain. I don't have to go to the fucking trauma ward with bruising on the top of my pelvis.
What is this from? Oh, yeah. Old bony ass.
Oh, God.
All right, well, let's go ahead here. We will take a little bit of a break. We will come back. We will have some FGS and some hot takes. It's a Quad M show, kids. Stay tuned.
Stick around.
Have you checked out QuadMProductions.com lately? QuadMProductions.com is your direct access hookup to order the Enigma comic book series and download the Quad M Show podcast. Check the appearances page for upcoming events and contact us with any questions or comments. Don't be the only lonely soul who's missing out on all the fun. Visit us today at QuadMProductions.com. That's QuadMProductions.com. You're listening to the Quad M Show. Segment 2.
Welcome back to the second segment of this here Quad M show. Again, we are your hosts. I'm TJ.
I'm Marty.
And I'm Mackenzie.
Welcome back to the show.
And this segment is brought to you in part, as always, by Mirror Salon and Spa. Now, I know you folks are seeing those pics online and you're saying to yourselves, damn, how does TJ get that awesome hair? Well, a small part of it's genetics, kids. The big credit, however, goes to Shauna and all the fine folks over at Mirror. Now, if you're in the Helena area, make sure to give them a call. Get your reservations and stay for your hair, nail, or spa needs. Walk-ins are always welcome. Get on in there. Tell them Quad M sent you. Get $5 off any service they provide. So go on in there. Give them a call now. 406-603-0644 or stop on in at, I used to have this thing memorized. At 2043 North Last Chance Gulch in Helena. That is Mirror Salon and Spa.
And I see TJ went out of his way to get some frosted tips.
Well, and I think they will actually be redone before I head out to Portland.
Get your hair did.
Get your hair did for
Get
the
your
big
nails
city.
done and your hair
my
did,
hair
girl.
You know, I actually.
You gonna be the belle of the ball.
Goddamn right. Well, you know,
We gotta get you ready.
Damn, Cinderella. Well, come on, Cinderella. We gotta get you ready for the ball.
show a little ankle, sell a little comics. Come on now. I actually was, you know, as I, you know, double timing it in the gym, trying to get the diet down, you know, get myself, you know, lean, mean, and ready to go. I was toying with the idea of getting some tanning bed minutes.
Ooh. You should
know.
get. They have stickers, so right on your hip you can put a little palm tree. So
Oh, I'll get the little Playboy bunny. right above my Hitler mustache.
And then wear a really, really short shirt when you're selling your comics.
Right above, you know, well, you know,
Sorry.
I'll
I didn't know you could see that.
I'll do the Daisy Dukes and the cross top, you know. Let them see the lightning bolt right next to the fucking landing strip, sure. You know,
Boom.
And would you believe it was the best-selling Comic-Con ever?
$20 is $20.
But, you know, well, and honestly, I was just thinking about, I was toying with the idea of getting some tanning bed time in, just because, you know, here, you know, bronzed God amongst all the pasty white, you know, kids that are just kind of, you know, head hunkered down, doing their drawing, like you know, terrified people could come to their booth, whereas me, here I am, frosted tips, white smile, glistening teeth, bronze skin. Hi, have you had the chance to read Enigma? Come on over.
Come on over. Check it out.
Let me tell you a little bit about it.
Is that your real voice?
Sometimes.
Just suck them in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, goddamn, motherfucker! We're trying to pretend you think you're somebody. You fucking fag. Look, here's exactly what. God, you should have seen him last night screaming like a little bitch. I can't drive in Portland. Oh, it's too big a city for me.
Is that what he was saying?
If he were to work a show with me, probably is
Oh.
what he would do. And I know I don't. I think he would be just fine working a show. I don't know. He's not available either because I asked.
Did you?
You were gonna bring. Oh gosh, I don't know. Jamie at one of your booths.
You would have to have
God.
a camera on you guys 24 hours
And let
a
us
day.
watch it afterwards.
You see what you did there? You see what you dial it back.
Dial it back.
Dial it back. Dial it back.
Goddamn, motherfucker, buy this goddamn guy. Why, really, fuck? I'm a goddamn fish. You're the fish. You're the fucking fish.
So we'd be like, but it's like, what is it, $6, man? And then Jamie would totally be the person. I'd be like, well, what are you gonna spend $6 on? You're gonna go. You probably smoked. Probably said $6 on a smoke. This is a comic. You gotta read it for it. So look at you win right there. That's right there. You're saving money. Like that's how he is.
If he did it in a high pitched voice, that would have been perfect.
That's how in my mind. That's how he is.
No, that would be one of his selling tactics.
Yep.
Yes.
You would have spent it on that. Look at you already had. Buy a fucking comic. Carry on. You're holding up the line. There's nobody behind me.
Well, you know what never needs to dial it back?
Segways.
Segway City, kids.
Segway City.
She's separate award for excellence in stupidity.
Moron.
You're a moron.
Idiot.
Idiot.
Dullards.
You're always this stupid. Did you take lessons?
The FGS Award for Excellence in Stupidity.
Awesome.
Oh boy. And I think if I remember reading this correctly, yes, it is Florida. We haven't had folks from Florida in some time, so it's been a while. It's been a good minute.
Yeah.
I like the Florida
There's
one.
only a matter of time till they come back. Yeah.
Well, you know, sometimes you have to let the jug refill a little bit before you can dip back
Before you
in.
drink it. Yeah.
Exactly. So, coming to us by way of Florida, a Florida woman. I always forget
Oh, yeah.
to readjust
The light.
for proper lighting.
I need the light.
A Florida woman attacked her husband when he forgot the couple's wedding anniversary this week, according to police who busted the alleged assailant on a battery charge.
You big dummy.
No comments yet? The look on your face right now is amazing.
I want to know what happened.
So do they. Carol Stone, age 35, was arrested Wednesday after a dispute with her spouse turned violent. The couple began quarreling because Stone believed victim Ronnie Alexander, age 41, forgot their wedding anniversary. Alexander told police that the couple's argument began in the morning and continued when he returned home from work with a rose in his hand. Alexander added that he also planned to rent a hotel room for the weekend to celebrate the anniversary.
She didn't give it time.
Oh, she let it simmer for a while, apparently. We'll continue. Police charged that Stone struck Alexander multiple times, leaving him with scratches on his neck and chest. Stone also allegedly shoved Alexander to the ground in their Zephyr Hills home the couple shares with their 3-month-old son and Stone's young daughter. During police questioning, Stone repeatedly admitted that she flipped the shit out on her husband.
Help me! Somebody help me!
She sounds like a big lady.
No, actually, the picture, she seems, I would figure her to be about 5'1",
Well,
diminutive. But those are the ones that are always the
though
most
she be but little, she is fierce.
little cake dynamite she has. Flipped the shit out. Investigators say that Alexander recorded part of the attack on his cell phone. The video shows Stone quickly approaching her spouse, then striking him multiple times on his head and face. While enduring the blows, Ronnie states multiple times, "Stop hitting me."
Say, bitch, be cool! Tell that fucking bitch to chill! Be cool! Chill that fucking bitch out!
Stop hitting me!
Stop it.
Stop hitting me!
Stop hitting me.
Stop hitting me. I got a rose. Stop it. Please stop. Charged with misdemeanor domestic battery, Stone spent a day in the Pasco County Jail before securing her release. A judge has ordered Stone, a Wells Fargo bank teller, to have no contact with Alexander while the criminal case is pending.
Wow.
You want that in 5s or 10s?
I just picture her being this big woman, and she's like, "Fucking son of a bitch!
You
Fucking forgot the anniversary!"
Heaven forbid you let a guy surprise you.
Yeah, and they're not married.
Yes, it does. Yes,
Yeah, they are. It's
Several
their
times-
anniversary.
Several times. Wedding anniversary.
Wedding anniversary.
Spouse. Wedding anniversary. Pissed off that he forgot wedding. Yes, they're married.
Oh, I didn't know if it was last name that you're reading.
Well, there are many, many couples where the woman does not take the male's last name.
Fucking bullshit!
Yeah, you do.
Not legally. Not yet. I just haven't got around to it.
I don't know. Facebook says it is.
Facebook, schmFacebook,
It's Facebook
but
official,
my
but,
ID
you know.
and my social security card are not.
Well, that's because you got policed on. That's why you got policed on Facebook.
No. No. Hater
want-
brigade.
Hater brigade.
Fucking bitches.
Taking a whole bunch of haterade.
All you people drinking all that haterade on my ass.
They've been hating on me, this lovely body, for years. Oh, I know. I know who it is. I do. I know
that
it's
ass,
them.
Tyrone.
It's so fucking stupid. It is so fucking stupid.
Are we going to air out dirty laundry now, or how?
No, I just got. I've just never been Facebook policed. Look at this, TJ. I took a picture. Fucking, I don't. You know me.
The Facebook cops pull up in their giant paddy wagon.
You know me. I barely am on Facebook. I don't post a lot. You know what I mean? And when I do, it's just like funny bullshit or something, you know? I don't fucking. So I wake up to this. Your item isn't approved. It looks like you're trying to sell an item that doesn't meet our policies. Common items that we don't allow people to sell, including animals, guns, or illegal products. If you read our policies and you think your item should be approved, please fill out this form.
So you can sell can you sell a sex toy on there? Because
This is what I was selling.
Okay, what were you selling?
Bachelorette box, $20. Tell me what's in that's inappropriate.
Well, is that a bag of weed right there?
Wow, man.
No.
I don't. How well do you know your
Bachelorette.
bachelorette? Okay, so there's a card game, little tiara, Was that stickers?
Yep.
Is that girls' night stickers?
Oh, no, that's a bingo game.
Oh, it's a bingo game.
A bingo game. 4 sashes. A dice game.
Well, see, and it's got a big picture of a penis right there. No wonder they didn't.
Whatever, there is not.
Suck for a buck.
That's just bingo. No, it does not.
Oh, what's that there? Like a little bracelet for, free drinking? Well, okay, so what is this? It looks like a fucking bag of the Chronic right there. What's that supposed to be?
Oh, no, that's a bouquet. That's a bouquet. So what the whole thing...
A bouquet of dicks.
What the whole...
I'm saying that's a pretty shady product.
The whole thing...
For $20?
Is...
Come on. The sashes cost more than that.
Let's see. Oh, it's not letting me... Oh, my God. Did they block me?
Who did?
What? C-Post. Okay. Bachelorette box, $20. 4 sashes, 2 bracelets, 1 bingo game, 1 dice game, 6 lotto ticket game, 1 how well do you know the Bachelorette
Maybe the lotto
card game.
ticket game is what
Maybe it was the lotto tickets.
1 naughty bouquet, but they're not real lotto tickets. It's just a scratch off, and it says do something like the dice game. That's what it is. They know that too. They can read it right there. one naughty bouquet.
I had 2
1
cherries and a
bachelorette
penis.
crown,
What does that get me?
1 naughty wedding veil, 1 diamond ring bottle opener, 2 bachelorette party bags.
What's the flaming Amazon?
So that's what it is. So that was the first one. But people comment quick enough, that I'm already talking to them on Messenger, so I already can meet up with them, even if they blocked me. The second one was when we were leaving, and it was the table. I was selling my dinette table, and I sold it to an older lady.
Okay.
And as we were going there, that's when I noticed that the one site had blocked it, saying that it was inappropriate. It was our kitchen table. You've been to our house? Mm-hmm. That.
Mm-hmm. They blocked that?
They blocked the table?
They blocked the table and the chairs when I was on my way over there. And I'm like, that has to be wrong. But it didn't matter because I was already meeting her right then and there.
To sell it.
And I was already talking to her on Messenger. I'm like, you fucking bitches. This is how it goes down. You post something and then you got... Oh, I want it. I can't meet you until, 3 months from now, on the Friday, the 3rd. Does that work? No, it fucking doesn't work. I'm not waiting 3 months. I want to get rid of this. I'm trying to fucking move. And then you have people that don't meet you. And can you meet? I forgot. Can we try tomorrow? No, I'm not doing that. You either show up or you don't, and I'm going to the next person. Then you have people, I'm selling my shoes. These are women. These are catty bitches that private message me, even though I'm already selling it to somebody else first, and unless they don't meet up with me. Sale pending. I always say sale pending until 4 p.m. tomorrow whenever I'm meeting them. They message me and they say, I'll give you $50 more if you don't sell it to her. I am not doing that. And then you start a war. They start fighting on there, and they're like, I got cash right now. I'll meet you right now. I'll come to your house right now, and I'll give you this much more money. And I'm like, oh, my God. If I didn't want, if it was garage sale season, trust me, I just have a fucking garage sale because thank God the lady we met today, we actually went out to her house to deliver a table. It didn't fit in her car. Wonderful lady. And most of the people that we've been meeting have been awesome, but come on. Really? I've never been, I just got Facebook police. I was almost excited. I ran into the house. I'm like, Marty, I got Facebook police. And I didn't hear from Marty? Oh, my God. Where is he? He was actually on the front porch. But, yeah. Anybody looking for a bachelorette box? Good deal. $28. I'll drop it to 10.
I'll pay 30 right now.
Hit up the Quad M show.
Yeah.
Tell TJ.
I don't want it. We don't need to get involved in this.
Send your emails.
Send your emails. All those weddings coming up this summer.
All right, let's get this back to the fucking happy times, shall we?
So anyways,
This
I
went
got
down a dark
Facebook
fucking
policed for the first time in my life.
So do you, Carol Stone, age 35, out of Florida. Congratulations, you are the winner of this week's Fritchie Sanford Award for Excellence in Stupidity.
You dummy!
I want to know if they're back together.
Thank you, Florida. I bet they are.
As long as the thing is pending.
You know they're sneaking around that.
Yeah, well, I know.
Order.
I love you so much.
I love you so much. He's living with me right now.
I didn't mean to hit you, and I thought that you forgot. I didn't know you did a surprise.
I know, baby. I know. I just let it simmer for too long, and then you went ahead and did the thing. I know, baby. I know.
And the whole time he's like, "It's cheaper to keep her."
It's cheaper to keep her.
You know he is.
Let's get into some hot takes.
News and notes from all four corners of the pop culture world.
And the sign gotta stay hot. You gotta stay hot. You gotta stay hot.
It's time for some hot takes.
The hot takes this week was the only exciting thing I had was finally got to hunker down and watch old Hellraiser Judgment.
Me too.
It's a good one.
It's a goodie.
It's a goodie.
Well, I mean, I've made no bones about it. Anyone that knows the show knows that I am a huge fan. That's like my number one horror franchise is the old Hellraiser films. And as I had made mention on Facebook the day that I bought it, that I was hunkered down and watching it, and I had quite a few people, say, "Oh, is it the new one? Is it any good?" Blah blah blah. And I says, "Well, let's Our good friend Derek, who we'll be interviewing here in the next segment, even asked, "Well, I'm looking forward to hear what you got to say." So we'll go ahead and, as always, because it's the Quad M show, we will be spoilerific, kids. So if you just, I'll give you the short thing too. It's a good film. Check it out. Okay, so we'll just put that to the side, and then you can fast forward to well after this is over and done with.
Yeah.
So to start off, I guess I'll go. I mean, the good stuff on it first is that they kind of introduce some new, way crazy ass concepts that have never been introduced, have never been even touched on in a Hellraiser film before. And some people might dig it. Some people might say that it's not. This isn't Hellraiser. What the hell? But I think the best way. There's a scene in the movie towards the end where you're I don't want to say protagonist, hero, whatever you want to say, but the guy who ends up with the box wants to cut a deal, much like Kirsty in the first and second films, and Pinhead raises the point that
there are no deals to have here. You are dealing with another faction, not with mine.
And so this new faction that is introduced consists of the auditor, the assessor, the jury, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, and the surgeon. Mm-hmm. And so there's this whole weird ass concept of there's another group within hell that does their own soul things, so it's no longer just the Cenobites show
They're
up.
like the IRS of hell.
Yeah.
Basically, tell us all of your sins, please, now.
What have you done?
Don't lie to me now, because it will be very painful if you lie to me.
It'll take lots of time.
Pain is the common currency here, and I spend freely. But so, and that was one of the things, here again, I had to ask you as watching the film, I had to make sure that, the tummy issues that you have didn't transcend into cinema viewing, because it is a Hellraiser film, so blood and fluids plenty.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't bother me. My eyeballs hurt from being open for so long, I forgot to blink, and they're crunchy now. I was like, oh, God. No.
But, so I mean, there was all that, and then another concept that anyone that watches Hellraiser, you realize, they're the denizens of hell, bringing people in to know your flesh and all that type of stuff. And even something as a kid when I first watched the movie is, okay, you've got all this fucking hell, where's all the heaven shit? Mm-hmm. And we're finally introduced into the concepts of hell. It's,
is this under his orders?
All that type of shit. So, they're bringing, so I guess, and I'm not going to get into too spoiler with the main detective story chasing the villain, the serial killer they're calling the Preceptor, and you know, all of that. I'll let you kids watch that. We're in this for the Hellraiser goodie. We're in this for the Hellraiser goodness.
They have to remind you a couple times that it's still Hellraiser.
Oh, here I am.
Watch him relax. Lean back.
Don't mind me. I'm just sitting here chilling, watching American Idol. I'll have your ass, Salmon Cowell.
But I mean, you know, but at the end of the day, if anyone asks about Hellraiser, I say you watch the first two films. If you just watch the first two movies, you're good. That's all you really need to watch. 3 and 4, not too bad. They're okay. You get the problem with number 3 was the fact they turned it more into like an 80s slasher. They were trying to fucking make Pinhead into Freddy Krueger, being a fucking chatty Cathy, and it was just they totally lost the concept of what it's supposed to be about. And then 4, like I say, a lot of people fucking dog on it. I didn't think it was that bad of a movie. It's Pinhead in outer space.
What?
Well, it's called Hellraiser Bloodlines, and basically it follows 3 generations of the family that actually made the boxes.
Oh, okay.
And they were called Le Marchand or whatever, you know, and so like the next guy, it starts off like in the fucking 16th century with all the fancy powdered wigs and, you know, mole drawn on and all that type of stuff. I want to have me a box because I want to explore the pleasures. Okay, well, I will go ahead and I will make you the box. And he makes the box, and then wackiness thereby ensues. Then it goes into like the late 80s, early 90s generation where the guy is like this architect and all this type of stuff. And then, you know, Pinhead gets that one. And then it goes into the third and the final generation where the final descendant wants to end the family curse.
Okay.
And has the ultimate way to be able to trap Pinhead forever so his evil will never grace Earth again.
Okay.
So if you go canonical, you could say, well, what about Blood Rains? Well, all that shit happened in like the 24th and a half century, so you don't have to deal with that shit anymore.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought it was convoluted bullshit. I thought it was an enjoyable movie. It brought a little bit more to the table. It was okay. The subsequent movies, and I don't remember if Inferno was the 5th movie or if there was one that came before that. There's fucking 9 of them that are out there, 10 if you count this one. But all of those up to like even the one right before this that nobody wants to even admit was made because it was just so bad.
Yeah. Like
I've seen snippets of them like, yeah. Like it was so bad even Doug Bradley said, I'm not fucking touching this with a 10-foot pole. Fuck that. None of those movies were written specifically as Hellraiser movies. Dimension Films just wanted to be able to keep the rights to the films, and the way those movie houses work is that you have to make a movie within X number of years or you lose the rights.
Okay.
And so they would find whatever shitty-ass Z movie script they could find and find a way to whittle Hellraiser and Pinhead into it and make it accordingly. And of those, Inferno wasn't too bad either. I liked that one. It had more of a Twilight Zone type of riff, and Pinhead doesn't show up until the end. Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. The Hellraiser movies work better when Pinhead doesn't show up until the end.
Yeah.
Or isn't there very often. Because that's kind of one of those things where you hear that bell, bong, you know shit's about to fucking happen.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fuck, okay, Pinhead's coming now.
Yeah.
Here's where we go. And that's the one thing I would say about this movie that I didn't... The cons of the movie. We didn't have the classic bell signifying that Pinhead's coming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The new guy playing Pinhead in this, and here again, Doug Bradley, I guess he's like just really bitter with Dimension Films, because like the guy that plays the auditor in this movie, the crazy, the fucking German sounding guy, he was actually the director of the film.
Oh.
So, a little fun fact trivia for you there. Mm-hmm. And he was, like continuously talking to Doug Bradley about, hey, we're doing this. I want to have you in. I'd love to have you in. Can I get you in and this all that? And I guess they sent him some non-disclosure agreement to sign. You know,
Okay.
it's just so that way if you decide not to do it or whatever, that you
Yeah.
don't talk about
You
it until
won't
it's
talk
released.
about it, yeah.
And he, I guess, just fucking threw a fit about it. Whether it was because it was fucking so huge, he's like, I'm not gonna fucking be penalized $1 million if I fucking say something about the movie. Fuck that.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's two sides of the story. I don't know. I wasn't there. All I know is Doug Bradley refused to do the movie.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, I would much rather have Doug Bradley in there because it's like when did you guys ever see the Nightmare on Elm Street remake with Jackie Earle Haley as Freddy Krueger instead of Robert Englund?
That was the second or third to.
That was the one that that was the most recent one that came out in 2010.
So
Do yourself a favor, don't do it.
I wouldn't. I watched the original one.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
don't-
heard Freddy versus Jason was horrid too. So.
No, that was I liked it. Yeah, that one was good.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean that shit. We were all waiting on that one. The only thing that pissed me off there was Kane Hodder wasn't Jason.
Okay.
It was some other dude because they wanted the studio wanted somebody bigger.
Oh.
I was like, dude, no, fucking if it's a fan service film, service the fucking fans.
Yeah.
Don't tickle our balls. Fucking deep throat it. Give us fucking Kane Hodder.
Yeah.
And they didn't. That's the only knock I'll have on that film. But that's another franchise altogether.
Yeah.
But the new guy is okay. He's just, he's way bigger. Because, Doug Bradley's like that, little dude, like we were talking earlier about, he's that wall ass. He's a skinny little guy. And this guy is like, he's way bigger and thicker. But I don't think he did a bad job.
No.
Okay, so now that I've prattled on, what did you guys think of it?
It had titties.
Yeah, it is.
Jeez, Marty.
As long as you're looking from the neck down, everything's all good in the hood.
I thought it was okay. I just it was pretty short. And
Or it was just so good you didn't notice the time tick away.
maybe, like I said, I was like, what TJ get me into? I gotta go home and pray right now.
You have to be clean on the inside as well.
Oh God. The effects for the gruesomeness was there, The dog. Oh.
Interesting thing about that. When the movie was being filmed, all these different outlets were reporting about this crazy scene involving a dog and animal cruelty charges may be pressed and all this type of shit. And basically there's that part of me that is just there's that little bit of me that doesn't want to play the cynicism and skepticism role. But it's almost like it was being used as a press release for the film. Because at the end of the day, the scene as it plays out, nothing bad really happened to the dog.
No, nothing did.
Nothing. I mean, there was nothing anybody could sit there. Like when they say at the beginning of the film, no animals were harmed during the filming of this movie.
Yeah.
There was nothing that happened to this dog in any way, shape, or form.
No.
Like when this was going on, I'm sitting there thinking, what did they do to this fucking dog? There was, oh my God. I fell into the trap.
Yeah.
But then I watched the movie, I'm like, it's if you're not into the horror genre, you could easily get like squeamish about it.
Yeah.
But nothing happens to the dog. The dog actually in the movie, even the dog is fine.
Yeah.
After the fact, there is nothing that happened to the dog, other than he was just placed in a warm, cozy spot for for a night.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely like the twist at the end. Like,
Yeah.
I like that. That was a good twist. So,
Well, here again, I don't want to spoil it for the kids out there that actually do want to watch it, but
that's why I didn't say anything.
yeah, I saw it coming from a mile away.
Yeah.
But
you probably did because the Hellraisers.
yeah, so yeah, I mean that twist is not Hellraiser,
Okay.
Mythology related. It was just to me it was just very obvious.
Okay.
That's like, well, talking, going back to somebody had purchased an issue of Enigma once, and said, "Oh, I already know who did it." And I'm like, I kind of snickered to myself, going, "No, you don't, because I haven't even introduced the character that's done it yet. So you don't know.
Yeah.
you don't know.
No clue.
No, but yeah, I liked it. I did.
It's good.
Yeah.
You know, my thought going into the movie is it's the evolution of the Hellraiser series. It's almost like fucking poor Pinhead is like upper management now.
Right?
You know,
That's perfect wording for it.
What the fuck is that show? The Office.
Yeah.
You know, now he's like fucking Steve Carell in The Office. You know, he's like,
what is it?
I'm sorry, but your problem is with another department. I can't help you here.
Please take a number.
Why are you troubling me? I get done with all of the souls and all of the blood. I just go home and I want to watch TiVo. I don't want anything to do with hell and souls and flesh. I just want to see Simon Cowell. I'm waiting for Simon Cowell to open the box.
What is it now? He looks so exhausted.
I'm only here for the 401k.
Very much so.
and then here comes the fucking auditor. He's middle management.
Middle. Definitely.
You know, he fucking runs in there. Oh, Josephine has come in, and the assessor is choking on the sins, and we don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do. God damn it.
Where is he now?
He's in being cleaned.
He's being cleaned.
Let me take some of my awesome medication and I will be down forthwith. Post haste.
I'll bring the chains.
It's getting hard carrying those
Can't
chains
do
around.
one fucking thing for yourselves. You morons.
Every day it's the same thing. I didn't mean to open the box. Jesus wept.
No one does.
Yuri, I'm counting down the days until I get to go to Cancun. Get a little tan on my pasty white flesh.
I told you. Just send the surgeon back.
It's so bad even.
Adulterers. Really?
Yeah.
You make me get up from the couch for this?
For this?
You sons of bitches.
I don't think you should have done that.
Oh, fuck it. What's he gonna do?
I like it how that guy stood in the corner with the angel and him. He's like,
You know, that's the great thing about the
part of this.
It's a great thing about the auditor. He like you'd think he was like a guy that's like seen all this shit a million times before, right?
right.
But
yeah.
like he goes in and he sees the jury doing their the titty jury, the titty
Yeah.
jury siphoning through, and his like mouth is all agape. So I don't know if it's like the whole thing or if he's just like oh look at that, it's breasts. Look at those pointy nipples and ravaged faces. Oh. Now it's time on Sprockets when we dance.
Well, he even does it like when he creeps around the door.
But yeah, it's like it's like always creepy. Peekaboo, I see. Oh,
Yep, that's exactly it. That's exactly it.
oh, the surgeon. Hold on, mouth agape. Oh. and then there's the whole thing when the assessor starts choking on the sins of the one dude, and he's like, "What have you done to the assessor? Oh my goodness! No, you get cleaned now.
Yeah.
You get cleaned, Mark Schnell."
It is.
It's what I don't want to sit there and but the entire time watching the movie, I mean, that shit was cracking me up.
Yeah.
And it's like I say, it's one of those deals where great concepts that were introduced. I'm so glad. Like when it was released, video direct to video, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you had I honestly thought that I was going to have to get this movie online. So that's why I held off on purchasing. I'm like, I really don't want to fucking order anything online right now. And that was happening through fucking Walmart.
Yeah.
And they had it on DVD.
Yeah.
And, pardon me. And, you know, I mean, even, it's so funny watching a DVD on a higher def television on the PS4. It at least gives it a little bit of graininess.
Yeah.
To it, so it almost had kind of the 80s vibe, even though it was still kind of too pristine.
Yes.
And that's one of the other knocks I have. Like, one of these days, you know, we'll schedule a night.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring over the first one.
Yeah.
We'll get some like Little Caesars, you know, $5 pizza. Maybe it's a housewarming party.
Boom.
Absolutely.
And we'll just do the Hellraiser housewarming party, and you can reintroduce yourself to the first one, maybe the second one, depending on how much time we got blocked out there. You know, they're only an hour and a half, so maybe 3 hours. I mean, that's no big deal.
No
you know,
problem.
8 to 11. We'll do that. We'll get you in on it.
Yeah.
Then you can be in all the flesh type jokes that we do.
We're going to need some flashlights for outside. It gets pretty dark out there. I'm not going in there, TJ. Turn on the damn light.
Oh, look at this, and it's not even a Tuesday. But all in all, I mean, I would, you know, on the old Quad M Richter scale, I'm going to give it like a 3.5 out of 5. Like a 7 out of 10, 3.5 out of 5. It's good. It's not a classic. If Doug Bradley was in it, it would definitely be like an 8.5. Because it's, I mean, a story movie-wise, it is really good. Mm-hmm. It's got some really cool, good new concepts to it that I really fucking dig. But I got to knock it down enough for him not to be able to tickle Doug Bradley's balls enough to get him in on it.
Yeah.
Because that would have put it over the top, for me at least.
Yeah.
What say ye?
People like original. People like that. People want it to be the same, you know, concept and people and everything. And when you change it, they don't like it because they're expecting something. They have this idea. And then when you watch it and it's not that, you get disappointed.
Well, I think it's one of those deals where if you don't fuck with it, like if you don't try to fix what ain't broke, that's the first thing. And they didn't do that with this.
Yeah.
They just added to the mythos things that, you know, probably, I don't know how many people were actually clamoring saying, are we ever going to experience what's on the flip side of the coin? Without good, there cannot be evil type of a thing. So if there's going to be hell, and I mean, like they never even make mention of Leviathan in the movie at all, who's like supposed to be like the god of the underworld, the labyrinth. When you watch this, when you watch the second movie, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And so they don't make any of that reference, but it's the fact that, okay, now we do actually acknowledge that, yes, there is a God, there is a heaven, you know, and there is all that. And if you can add to the mythos, if you can add something significant to it, for better or worse, don't break what's already been, don't sit there and try to fix what ain't fucking broke.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that. You know, I mean, they it's not, like I said, for, you know, a lot of people would sit there, like even you asked, is this a remake? Is this a remake of the first one? Is it a reboot? No, it's not. It actually is just next one in line.
Yep.
But I would say you could probably just watch the first two and watch this one, and you're good to go. You know, you don't need to muddle around with the
others. Yeah.
You know, the other shit. I mean, if you want to, I mean, I'm not gonna say, you know, I would say those three, maybe 3 and 4 and Inferno would be like, if you really like those, you'll probably like these ones too.
All right then.
You know, but yeah, no. A lot of blood,
We'll
a lot of
definitely
sex.
have a movie night.
We'll do a Hellraiser movie night.
That'd be good.
Hells yeah. I like it.
I'll peel away the topping of the pizza. Go, does this look familiar to you? Frank. All right, well, let's go ahead here. We will take a quick break. And in the next segment here, we will have ourselves a little chit-chat with Derek Crabbe and talking about Jessica Jones' second season. Just came out on Netflix. Squad M Show, kids. Stay tuned.
Now from Quad M Records, the latest, greatest singing sensation, Belly Running Water. Listen as he covers today's hits. From Adele. Hello from the other side. must have called 1,000 times. So pick up your phone, fucker.
Billy, can we just have you stick to the script, please?
Or how about this #1 hit from Dido?
I will not go down with this ship. I will not put a white flag. Hey, cousin.
Yeah,
Hey,
Billy.
cousin.
Yeah, Billy.
How come you're making me sing a song by somebody called Dildo?
Billy, her name is not Dildo, it's
Oh,
Dido. She's a very
oh.
popular British singer. It's Dido.
Oh, so how come you're making me sing a song by someone called Dildo, eh?
Or how about this classic by Sam
You don't
Smith?
think I know what you've done? And when you call me baby, I know I'm not the only one. And if I ever find that other little fucker, I'm gonna cut him.
Billy, what the hell is wrong with you?
Maybe you'd like a little bit of this classic hit by Flo Rida.
So just put your lips together and go nice and slow. Can you blow my whistle, baby? Here we go. Oh shit, this is that song about the blowjob,
Billy,
isn't it?
for fuck's sake, we're running out of time and money.
I'm just saying, eh?
Give a listen as Billy has a duet with international singing superstar Wing.
They caught up the one at the trunk, and I need you now.
Hey, I'm a little drunk too. How about we go back into the closet over there and I tear me off a chunk, eh?
God damn it, Billy!
You up there sassing me too, huh? I'll come up there and I'll cut you too.
It's Billy Running Water Sings the Hits, available now for download and wherever physical media is sold.
You're listening to the Quad M Show. Segment 3.
Welcome back to the third segment of this here Quad M Show. Again, I am your host, TJ. And kids, if you get the chance, stop on over to quadmproductions.com before you do any of your Amazon shopping. On the left side of that homepage, you will see our Amazon Associates portal. You click on that portal and it'll just take you right to Amazon.com. You can do your shopping as normal, but in doing that, it helps out Quad M. So please, if you're doing your Amazon shopping, I know we're way past Christmas, but you got birthdays, you got anniversaries, come on people, I know you're going to Amazon. Stop over at Quad M and click on the portal before you get over there. Do your shopping through us. Help out Quad M. We appreciate it, and we love you kindly for it. All right, so the couple weeks ago-ish, Netflix released Season 2 of Jessica Jones, and I have made no bones about it that Jessica Jones is probably my favorite of the Netflix Marvel series. And I decided, well, who better to talk about all things Marvel Cinematic Universe than with frequent show contributor and guest. You know him as the host of the Fan Holes podcast series, as well as the creator, producer, and big high mucky muck of comic books, history of comic books on film. Ladies and gentlemen, good friend of the show, Derek Crabbe. Derek, how you doing, buddy?
I'm a big muckety muck. Yeah.
That's an official term. You can get that on your business card.
Nice. As long as Patrick Bateman is all jealous, he's like, hey, I like the eggshell muckety muck on your card. I think I will murder you over it. Yeah.
The off-white bone and the raised lettering. Damn you, Derek. Let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and I'll give the spoilers disclaimer right now. Most of all, you kids already know that the Quad M Show is a spoilerific zone. So if you haven't watched the Jessica Jones series yet, get out there and maybe binge it now and come back to this as we start discussing. I think one of the funniest things about this entire series was the fact that everybody was fucking everybody in this show. You know, I mean, you had, not just Malcolm's little sexual, dating site conquests, his Match.com hit list. But you got, let's see, okay, so Jessica rails a rando at the bar, and then the superintendent, and then I'm thinking those are the only ones she had. Malcolm's
Oscar Arocho.
No, would you like some papers?
You can go on to never mind. I was like having El Diablo flashbacks or El Dorado flashbacks. I'm like, J.R. Ramirez, like, dude, you can be more of a superhero.
¿Dónde estás aquí, Wonder Woman?
It'd be awesome. All right.
But you know,
yeah.
The ones and like ones that I would know, you know, and the two that I had the biggest problem with, and it's I find it hilarious that we're talking about the sex lives of superheroes here. The ones that I found to be like totally out. Oh yeah, you know how you were saying how sometimes things are contrived and you just have to hit the checklist.
Yes. And
okay, so we get the very, very hot. Was her name Rachel Taylor that plays Patsy Walker? Okay, so we get her and her like English fiance.
Right.
And then they break up, and inside of like a day, she's banging Malcolm. I don't get that one. Maybe, you know, they try to explain it off as he's a sex addict and she's all hopped up on, you know, on the nuke or whatever the drug it was called in the comics. I don't remember what nukes.
Yeah, she had that adrenaline. It's almost like it was her breathalyzer or.
Well, yeah, it's like your Primatine mist spray that gives you superpowers, basically.
You know what's funny about that was like the whole time I'm binging it, I'm kind of like, honey, you know that eventually has like an expiration date. Like it's eventually going to run out. Like, it's not like there's a limitless supply of the drug in there. So I kept like that moment where she like is like shaking it and trying to like get more out of it. And I'm kind of like, dude, you didn't know that was going to happen? Like, you had to have known that eventually it was going to fucking run out. Like, it couldn't have just... It's not like you know, it's not like there was a little elf in there that was, like, making more of the mist. It's like, every time he farts, you know, you get a new batch of, drug to power you up.
No, there's family history of asthma in my family, so I am very familiar with the Buterol and all that type of stuff. And when you get those from the pharmacy, they actually have a little counter on the back, and like
how many you have,
how many you have left. And I'm like, flip it around, bitch. Look out to see how many more you got. What the fuck? You know, come on, you got a countdown on this shit.
Well, even if we say this is a Black Ops, you know, like there's not a counter, like there's you know, it's just, you know, I don't know, like, you know, Nuke was told you've got, you know, 50 of these like sprays or whatever, and he just committed it to memory or whatever, and Trish does not know, you know, like that kind of thing. Like I still was like, you had to have known at some point this would have expired. Like, I'm surprised she's like, I don't want you to take a hit of this, Malcolm. Like, I want the hit for me, you know, like, or whatever. And like that was a huge moment for me where I was like, you know, what's funny was I can't say I was particularly fond of Malcolm in the first season because of kind of the lows that he came from, I guess, you know,
sure.
and like seeing him like work his way out of that, like sort of endeared him to me as a character, and the fact that like now he's actively trying to be a better human being and everything. And I think this is reflected a lot in Defenders and also in the second season and everything. And like, I had that moment where like she's offering him the hit of the, you know, the spray, and I was just like, no, bro, like, don't do it, man. I know she's like super hot ass, but do not take that hit, man. You know, and I really, so in that sense, like at least the series did a good job of kind of engaging me. Like, I know there's a lot of dark and heavy shit, but at least at this point, like, I
endearing the character to you.
Well, that's always been my problem with a lot of these things, is if I'm so desensitized to where, like, I feel like in Jessica Jones, there's a lot of people who get killed, and, like, I gotta be honest, I give two shits about those people, and I feel like a really bad person, because you're, like, sitting there going, wow, I've been, like, totally manipulated to be desensitized to all this violence, you know, and it's just, like, one of those things where that annoying fat cop, like, the quote-unquote, you know, bad cop of the good cop, bad cop partner.
Oh, the black gal, what was her name? Sunday or something like that? Yeah.
Like when you know, again, her mom, like, you know, dips off the building and she's splattered all over the concrete at the end there. I was just like, yeah, don't care. I mean, I really don't. Like, it's just like she was a total like annoyance the whole time, and didn't go out. She went out of her way not to see things from another perspective. I guess to make the other cop look like the good cop, I suppose.
You know, and in that shot when you see her on the ground all splattered, she kind of looked like Jax's mom from Mortal Kombat at the bottom of the pit.
Yes.
I was ready to sit there and see fatality across the top.
It's like finisher. Yeah.
So Carrie Ann Moss and that character of Jerry Hogarth, who, if you read the Iron Fist comics, he's a fat Jew. In this one, he's a she, and now she's just a skinny, like, ruthless lesbian. I can appreciate the fact that we give her the character arc of having the ALS and her downhill slide to try to find try to find a way to cure it. But I don't know how. I don't care how disease riddled I am. I don't know that I would lower myself to fuck a homeless person. That was kind of skeevy for me.
I figured you might bring this up, and I might find myself getting into trouble. When you brought this stuff up. I'll just say two things. My insightful comment is going to be this: like, did you not feel that her entire arc was like the poor man's arc of Sigourney Weaver's character in The Defenders? Like, didn't they just sort of recycle? Like, didn't they just say, "Oh yeah, that was pretty good. Let's just give it to Jerry Hogarth."
Let's put Jerry Hogarth in that position, shall we?
Except for she's not going to be the evil villain. She's just going to have like one of these cool, like, quote unquote Oscar moments where she's like pounding the floor, but not really pounding the floor, and having the Godfather 3 silent screen. She doesn't want to hurt her hand, but it's all supposed to be like super Oscar-y, like dramatic and stuff like that, which worked. Like that was well done and everything. And then the comment that's probably going to get me into trouble is, you know how I binged like Jessica Jones season 2 so fast? Is like I fast forward through all those like sex orgies or whatever, because like I know what was going on. Like I was just like kind of like I've seen this, like it's fine, like I saw it like 20 times in the last season, like I know what's going on, like I'm not gonna miss anything vital or pertinent by like not watching this like 5-minute orgy or whatever. I was like, I get it. They fucked. All right, moving on. Like, come on. Like, can I get to like the meat of the story? Like that was
the meat of the story.
Well, all right.
Okay. I'm sorry.
All right.
Oh, good Lord. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those deals where I don't want to sit there and say that, the MCU is able to get away with a lot more on Netflix because it is Netflix. But it's almost disheartening that you can let your kids watch any of the movies, but you can't really let the kids watch the Netflix shows.
Yeah,
because of that type of stuff. And that's the only knock that I would have against that. But it is nice to be able to have a comic book, TV series, movie, whatever, where it doesn't shy away from the adult stuff either. So it's kind of that mixed bag dichotomy type thing for me.
Well, I mean, regardless of the content per se, I mean that's true across the board pretty much, right? I mean, there've been lots of like we're talking about, like not only in Jessica Jones, as there've been multiple sexual escapades, regardless of the actual components involved. It's like Luke Cage has plenty of that too, where there's like lots of let's get a cup of coffee, type stuff, so it's like okay kids, he said cup of coffee, it's time for you to go out of the room for like
go
5 minutes,
go fix daddy a sandwich. That's
yeah
so getting into some of the other fun stuff here, when I had asked you if you wanted to do the discussion about the Jessica Jones, you sent me a link saying you want my opinion, just as a precursor. Do you want my opinion? Here's a link. And I thought initially, because I was on my phone, I was sitting at the bar next to Jessica when you sent it to me, and I looked at the link and I thought it was like just supposed to be a picture, but you were going to have like a paragraph or a dissertation, but there was no writing. So then I went and I zoomed in on the picture and looked at it, and I gotta admit, dude, you had me pissing my pants again. That was some funny shit. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about Hellcat and I want your cray cray.
Yeah, dude, that episode, like, that's a total like Buffy the Vampire Slayer like episode where it's like it does the whole like flashback and stuff like that. That episode is, you know, AKA I want your cray cray, like that's the title. And I remember like I was like, what the fuck is that? And then when they finally get to it, you know, they do this flashback where, you know, Patsy Walker was doing her you know,
her coked out
her superstar pop idol days or whatever, which is so awesome. I mean, like, you know what's funny is most people are like, oh, that song's so annoying, which is kind of the point. But it's like, I kind of want like a clean single of I Want Your Cray Cray now. Like, I like it so much. Like,
I've been hunting YouTube to see if I can't try to find a good clean copy to pirate. Yes, I'm guilty of that.
Patsy Walker, aka Hellcat, like I have to admit, like that's kind of what kept me going through the binge, because I was like, they're gonna give her powers, right? Like she's gonna get some powers and she's gonna be like Hellcat, right? Like I was totally like jonesing for her to go through that whole motion and everything.
Yes, because if we have another season of Defenders, we have to have Hellcat, Nighthawk. I'd love it if they could get Tessa Thompson in there as Valkyrie, you know, and actually do like a real Defenders that I know and love.
I wonder if they could pull that. Like I never thought of going at it in that angle, you know, like but I wonder if they could pull that off, like, because then it'd kind of be like when the actress who played Sif did that little guest in on that episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like maybe she doesn't have such huge contracts and commitments that she could actually do something like that and tie it in. Like I think I would be appreciative of that, because I think that's one thing that's always been a failing of you know, the TV shows pay a lot of lip service to the cinematic films, but the films seem to discard.
Yeah, you get like
TV
one
shows to date,
you get one
you know?
quick Samuel L. Jackson cameo. I don't know, did Downey Jr. ever do a cameo on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at all?
No.
You know, but I mean, yeah, just something like a quick little, you know, little 5-minute deal. You know, it's nothing that's going to take them out of their schedule that bad to be able to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I get it. They're busy filming and doing all this, and sometimes those schedules don't mesh. But like I said, if you're going to do, I think that would be my biggest knock against the Defenders, is the fact that it wasn't my Defenders. And I realize it's going to be tough to be able to have like Mark Ruffalo and Benedict Cumberbatch come in and do like an 8 or a 13 episode deal.
Right.
Plus, they won't, you know, Netflix does not have the budget to be able to pull off your Hulk and Doctor Strange type of a thing. But at least give some of those other characters like Nighthawk, Hellcat, and Valkyrie, throw them in there. You know, and like I said, even if it's just for that one little season and then bring her back to the Thor movies or whatever, there's ways you could go about doing it.
I mean, I would even be on board for them doing something with like Hellcat, Misty Knight, and Colleen Wing or something. You know, if they did that whole
Daughters of the Dragon type deal.
Yeah,
Daughters
like
of the Dragon,
things like that.
Yeah. I'm totally down for that. But yeah, so the biggest question I had when I saw that picture, the biggest question I had was, I'm assuming that these are actually, you know, your figures, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these, you know, this is your Twisted Toy Fair theater that you got going on.
Right.
There.
Yeah.
Where in the hell did you get a Nuke figure from?
Oh, that's from one of the recent like Marvel Legends lines. Like I think it was
okay.
I think it was when. I want to say it was when Civil War came out, so it's not that, you know, old. It's fairly. I think it's like only maybe like a year or two old. So it's when like Captain America: Civil War came out, and they released a bunch of different Captain America figures. I think if I remember right, you could build like the Giant Man from the movie was the Build-A-Figure, but like
okay,
I'm pretty sure that's where the Nuke figure came from. So that was part of that. It was part of a Captain America line.
Oh, okay. So. Yeah, see, and I haven't collected any of the Marvel figures in a long ass time. I think the last build that I got was either the Galactus or the Sentinel. I mean, so this is like 07, 08 when I just was kind of like finally done with it.
Yeah.
But and it was kind of one of those things where I still have most of them in the packages, just because I didn't have room to take them out, so I just had them kind of like hung up. But yeah, I mean, eventually, I'm not Mr. like collector mitten box guy. I will be taking mine out at some point.
You know,
I just need room to store them.
That's a good point, though. Is like I mean, for me, that it was kind of a legitimate thought process I had while watching season 2 was. I mean, it's not like they did too much with that character in season 1, but you kind of thought, I mean, I did have sneaking hopes that they were laying all this groundwork for Nuke so that he could be part of Daredevil season 3.
Yeah, and you can have his storyline and that seminal 80s storyline thrown in.
Yeah, I really thought, you know, the way they ended Defenders, the way that they've constantly, like Fox had constantly been trying to do a Born Again film before the rights reverted back to Marvel. Like, I was like thinking, well, now they've got Nuke set up, and then in this, like, you know, again, spoilers, you know, he gets his neck snapped and he's pretty much dead. So I was just kind of like, oh, well, I guess I was wrong about that. You know, like, cause I'm like, I guess he won't be showing up in Daredevil anytime soon.
Yeah, rat bastards.
So I did kind of think that was sort of like a waste, like where I was like, why did we spend all this time on this guy if he was just gonna protect, you know, Trish, Patsy Walker from the you know, the bad guys and then get his neck snapped, and that was the end of it. I kind of was like, oh geez, well then why did we spend all that time on him in season 1?
Right.
You know? Like,
well, I mean, and it goes back to the way they keep killing everybody off, like it's 24 or something. You know?
Well, and then speaking of that, like I was kind of surprised. Like I kind of forgot or didn't realize that this series was going to drop, because it felt like you were, you know, it was March, and then there was like this poster that dropped, and then all of a sudden it seemed like a day later, oh, by the way, you know, 13 episodes of season 2. And I was like, whoa, okay, cool.
Right.
And then speaking of that, the whole killing people off on the shows, like I was not in the know that, you know, David Tennant was going to be kind of a, you know, Battlestar Galactica remake, you know, imaginary conscience figure in Jessica Jones's head throughout the course of, well, not the entire
it was
series,
like 2 episodes,
but a few episodes. And I thought that was great. Like I didn't expect it. And I was, you know, like I said, I thought he was one of the better parts of season 1. So seeing him make a comeback even in that form was certainly welcome and a positive in terms of my enjoyment factor. You know, if I was saying that the first season for me was a C plus B minus, I think that might, you know, those kind of factors, you know, the Hellcat enjoyment and the I Want Your Cray Cray episode enjoyment and the David Tennant return, like all those things, you know, bump it up to like a B for me, you know, like where I'm like, oh, this is to me, I guess revealing my hand, you know, I think I did like season 2 better than season 1.
Right.
So
well,
I don't know how you feel about it, but
you know, honestly, I do like season 2 better than the first season, because here again, you don't have to deal with so much character development. You know, I mean, as far as origin story, that type of thing.
Right. You know, they kind of got some of that stuff out of the way.
You know, that's already taken care of in that first season. And I think the reason probably that I enjoyed this one a little bit more was, as you were talking about binging your way through it. I binged my way through this because I was having one of my rampant bouts of insomnia. So I literally, I laid down somewhere around like 8 o'clock saying, okay, please, dear God, let me get some level of sleep. And by the time 6 a.m. rolls around, I'm still, okay, yes, Netflix, I will watch one more. And you don't know how... When you're having one of those insomnia type deals, how trippy the Cray Cray song is, how trippy the Ghost of the Purple Man is, how, you know, it's you don't even have to take any drugs. It just makes it just a hell of a lot more surreal and Cray Cray, really.
Nice.
But, and speaking of Purple Man, one of the things that I really do love and enjoy when it comes to these Netflix series is their ability to use C and let's be honest, even Z level villains that probably no one really ever has heard of outside of our little comic book, our little comic book nerd community. Okay. A lot of people, if you ask who is the Hand, probably not going to know. The Kingpin, most of them probably would know, and I really hope they call up Vincent D'Onofrio to the main roster. I would really love to see his character like in the next Spider-Man movie or one of the big time deals because that to me is way too good. But here again, the Hand, Purple Man, Steel Serpent. The Bushmaster, Black Mariah, all of these Z-list villains that you're not going to really have ever heard of, but are brought to the forefront and expand that universe. And I really, really, because I'm a huge Captain America guy, I loved how they were able to bring in Carl Malice. My only problem is that he's not the. I don't. Are you familiar with him in the comic books very much, if at all?
I'm like trying to remember.
I'll give you a little bit of a rundown. During Mark Grenwald's run of Captain America, he was introduced right somewhere like in the 320s or so. It was just after the Scourge saga and right before the Johnny Walker saga. Okay, it was kind of that mid area. Think the D-Man saga.
Oh, okay. And this is how it sort of ties into like that Jessica Jones is kind of like a Spider-Woman pastiche. So that I guess that kind of makes sense,
right?
Like because he worked for the Power Broker, right?
Exactly. That's where I was going. Basically, and the Power Broker started off as kind of being a guy that ran what did he call it, the UWF or something like cheesy ass superhero professional wrestling organization that Ben Grimm had even wrestled for at one point. And the thing was, all these guys were jacked up with superpowers. Well, it was Carl Malice. Dr. Carl Malice, who was underneath he was the Power Broker's scientific lackey, and he was the one that was giving all these guys the juice. And so, and he had kind of just been in and out, but again, a very Z-list character. And when they presented him, I was like, holy shit, you got Carl Malice in there. That's pretty fucking cool. Okay, we're keeping the trend going. And then they also kept the trend going by fucking killing him off.
Right.
And I think that's my biggest problem is that, and it's not even just with the Netflix series, but they do it in the cinematic universe too. Why the hell do they keep killing off all their fucking villains?
Well, yeah. It seems like their agenda was always to build towards the Infinity War movies, but they were not juggling multiple balls. I mean, you could conceivably go like, okay, let's get Absorbing Man from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., let's get Zemo from Civil War, let's get, and do some kind of Masters of Evil thing, like we still got, Tim Roth as Abomination or whatever. Like you could pull together certain groups of people and conceivably if you left some of these other people alive, conceivably, you could have these fantasies that we have of like, oh, what if David Tennant was alive? Not that he should be alive, because of after all the horrible things he did, he kind of deserved to get his fucking neck snapped. But it basically, I get what you're putting down. Like if there were some people that were left when the smoke clears, you could potentially have been juggling a third ball trying to put together, say, a Masters of Evil or
Sure.
some kind of supervillain team. But it doesn't seem like that's ever been on their agenda. And like you're saying, it does seem like the standard end to a lot of these, as you're saying, Z-list.
Well, yeah, it's I mean, like if you looking back on it, I mean, fuck. Obadiah Stane, dead. Did they kill off? I can't remember. Yeah, no, they did kill off.
Yeah. He's Mickey Rourke's
Mickey
dead.
Rourke's character. Yeah,
Iron Whip, Iron Lash. I forget now.
Whatever we want to call him. Yeah. Crimson Dynamo Lash. Titanium
Backlash,
Lash,
titanium, Crimson Dynamo Man Lash,
Amalgam Man. Let's call him Amalgam Man, shall we?
He's got a bullet to the head, so he's off the table.
But at least Sam Rockwell, he's still alive as Justin Hammer. And then don't get me started on that whole fucking Mandarin debacle. That ugh. But yeah, so he killed off Extremis, which that's fine. Hugo Weaving is Red Skull. We don't know really if he's dead or not. He could still kind of come back, I guess.
Well, Hugo Weaving does not want to come back, but the Red Skull could come back.
Right, so. Right. Well, and I think, I don't remember if it was you that I had this discussion with, or I can't remember specifically, but, like when Robert Downey Jr.'s time is up, I do truly believe that you can take all of these characters and, I mean, you can put them in like a James Bond kind of motif. You can bring in another actor.
Oh, yeah.
Even though you're going to piss people off and we're all going to be judgmental. And, Robert Downey Jr. is to Iron Man what Sean Connery is to James Bond. Don't get me wrong. But, I don't really hold, too much when it comes to that. You can throw somebody else in as long as we have a good kick-ass story. I'm okay with it. But it's not like they've killed off, the huge big guns, but they limit their options as far as having villains, tentatively return or to be able to talk about them or anything along those lines. That's one of the things that bugs me about the MCU. Period, is their willy-nilly destruction of the villains and subsidiary characters.
Well, to their credit, at least, like you said, they have not eliminated Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin, so there are options, but like you said, they do tend to place the heroes in situations where they are forced.
Damn it again. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Situations where they are forced was where it cut off briefly there.
Situations where they're forced to neutralize the bad guys,
Right.
So you're getting the neck snaps and the bullets to the head and all that kind of stuff. So, right. But speaking of Z-list like villains though, like what was your take? Like, because I did mention this in my little Toy Fair Twisted Theater thing, but it's like, what was your take on the whole Wizard thing?
That one actually did catch me by surprise. I didn't really, when the rogues gallery of potential clients were coming through the door, and you had the fat guy, and you had the little pudgy little dude, and he's like, they're trying to kill me and I've got superpowers and I can only run when I'm scared, and they just kind of dismiss it until he actually goes in and then zip, 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 zip. I honestly thought that was going to be the rabbit hole we were going down towards, not realizing that he was just kind of a linchpin or a catalyst for the bigger picture, because they killed him off rather quick. Yeah, I can't remember if I actually posted anything on Facebook when I was watching it or not, but I know just in the back of my mind, I'm laughing my ass off at a chubby speedster.
Right. It's one of those things where I'm sort of two minds on the subject. It's like one thing, it's like, oh, cool, the wizard, and then but then it's like, oh, the wizard's dead, and then that's it. Like, that's basically that's all you're ever gonna get of these golden age characters, because they basically used them as sort of like a throwaway catalyst / joke gag, and you're like, oh, that's too bad. Like, that's all they basically, you could tell like where those characters rank in the larger importance of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as in not very important.
Not very. But yeah. Didn't they take Jeffrey Mace and make him like a major character in
He was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and they did play with that, like that he's the Patriot. But again, like I feel like it's always a double-edged sword. Like I know I've talked to people about this before, where it's like, oh, Vance Astro, who's saying that was going to be a double-edged sword for me, because it's like, okay, if he hasn't been introduced in the cinematic films, it's like, do I really want him to be introduced on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something? Because to me, that'd be like the death nail. It's like, I don't want my favorite character to just be like some random one-off joke character or a random cameo in a larger scheme of things, where like freaking Agent Coulson I don't know, drop kicks him or something, and then that's the end of his story. I'd rather have him be cool than just be sort of like a Mort of the week or something like that on a TV show. So it's like I feel bad for people if you dug the Golden Age characters, if you were into the Invaders or the All Winners Squad, and you like those Golden Age characters. Right. And it's like one of those things where you're like, great, I'm getting a nod. They're acknowledging my fandom. And then
he's dead.
The guy gets a ton of bricks dropped on him and dies. Then it's like, well, are they really acknowledging your fandom? Like, they just made him a chubby fat dude who can run at super speed when he pisses his pants. And now that, like I said in my thing, like now that the Flash TV show is on CW, all these, millennial kids get the joke. So it's like, okay, great. Like, if that's the end of it, then I guess that's it. But it does feel like a double-edged sword. It's like we're acknowledging you and snubbing our nose at you all at the same time, kind of thing.
Well, I mean, and adding to that, I here again, it was, and one of those things that just kind of does that whole taking me away from the suspension of disbelief. The chubby speedster thing just, made me giggle. The fact that they used the Whizzer for it, kind of threw me off a little bit there. But what it reminded me of was, do you remember the Inferior 5?
Yeah.
It reminded me of the blimp from the Inferior 5.
Okay.
Except for the fact that the blimp was slow as shit. I mean, all he inherited from his father, Captain Swift, was the ability to fly. I was looking back at my my old Best of DC Blue Ribbon special digests the other day, because the Whizzer reminded me of the blimp, and oh my god, I'm sitting here cracking myself up.
Like, it'd be really cool to have what's her name, Rachel Taylor play Dumb Bunny as well as Hellcat. Start my petition now.
Oh God. Okay. Here. You know what? We'll end this interview by casting the Inferior 5, which of course would be this would be part of the Hulu DC universe. Or the Amazon Prime DC universe, or whomever ends up, picking up that train wreck that would end up being.
So do we have to cast people that are actually alive now, or whatever? Like, or
what? You want to go all time with that? No,
I always get confused. No, I'm just saying, like, it's one of those things where it's like, oh well, if I'm doing. I was like, if I'm doing Rachel Taylor as Dumb Bunny, then I guess I have to pick people that can be used now. It's like you could get like, I'm trying to think of.
Now, I mean, we have to be realistic. We can't recruit Dave Bautista as Awkward Man, because number one, he's with Marvel, and number two, the price. We have to understand we're working with Hulu's budget here, which is probably even less than Netflix's budget. But okay, so Rachel Taylor as Dumb Bunny. I guess maybe the dude that played the Whizzer, we could throw him in as the blimp.
There you go.
I don't know who else. I'm trying to think of. No. He hasn't done any work in a while. Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill is the blimp.
I mean, you think you could get him at a cheapo price? Because, like I said, I haven't seen him do anything lately. He's pissed too many people off during one of his cocaine rants or something. I think, I don't know.
I'm like, if you're gonna use Jonah Hill for the blimp, then I'm like, you got to use frickin' Channing Tatum as
as Whitefeather.
Whitefeather.
Oh, you know what? What the hell? Let's throw this on the Quad M pretend budget, okay? Let's go ahead. We'll just throw whomever the hell we want in here. Let's go ahead and do that. God damn it! I was thinking I had an idea for somebody for Merry Man, and now I lost it. Son of a bitch. Trying to think. Skinny, like uber skinny, nerdy. Oh.
What about Jim Parsons as Merry Man?
Hit me to him. What's he been on? I'm not familiar with the names.
He's the guy that plays Sheldon on The Big Bang Theory.
Oh God.
Is that too on the nose?
I don't know that I could see, because I've seen him, you know, like on his like Dell commercials with Matt or Michael Phelps, and you know, I've seen him outside of the Sheldon role. I don't know that I would see that one. I'm trying to think.
My gut reaction when I saw, you know, I'm thinking of like the old 60s comics and everything.
Right.
My gut reaction is like a young Woody Allen or something, but like that was like my gut reaction. But like obviously that's why I asked. I was like, can I just like pluck people from out of the time stream and like, you know, whatever?
Oh, what the hell ever? Sure, why not? We'll use a young pre-adopted daughter
Woody Allen.
Banging Woody Allen. We'll use that. Sure, why not? What the hell? Since we're doing the wizard casting call.
And then it's like then we could what do you call it? I'm trying to think, like if we do sorry, I gotta come up with the name first, but if we're pilfering from Marvel's Netflix or whatever, then I was like, what if John Barenthal was Awkward Man? Because then he can do his same like Punisher, like you know, this Aquaman.
Yeah, we could do that. We could go with that. You know, it took me to realize, I don't know why it took me so long to realize it, but I had no idea he was the one that played Shane on The Walking Dead.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I didn't know that until I did the IMDb search on him to see what else he was in. Thank God for IMDb.
I knew that when he was announced for casting, but I did think that was pretty inspired casting. Like, I still think it's pretty inspired as far as that goes. But,
it is, but you know, I still got to say that Mark Stevenson is still my choice for Punisher. He did such a bang up job on Warzone. That really is still my favorite Punisher.
I do like that movie, contrary to, I think, like, popular opinion being the box office, I suppose.
I think a lot of it too. I think a lot of it too is everyone was expecting happy, colorful, because they were still riding the high from Iron Man, you know, and expecting it to be, you know, happy, colorful, joy, and then realizing, no, that's not who Punisher is, and that's not who he's supposed to be. You know your character before you get in. Same reason why so many people hated on Watchmen. You know, they were thinking it to be zap, zowie, bang, and it's like, no, that's not what Watchmen is all about.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought it was enjoyable enough. I didn't shit on it like so many other people did. I thought it was a good film, and I enjoyed it for what it was. And as we wrap up the discussion here, let's talk a little bit about you, good sir. How's the Richie Rich History Comics on Film coming? What's the latest on that?
It's in production. It's being edited as we speak. Ooh. Well, not as we speak, but you know, it's on its way. I mean, I'm hoping it'll be done in March. So it probably I don't know that I'd say it'll be out by the time you guys are listening to this, but it'll probably be out in the month of March.
Yeah. Well, like I said, as we're recording, it'll be another week when this guy goes out. So, but yeah, so on that, of course, when that gets released, when that gets popped, we'll do another History of Comics on Film interview discussion about Richie Rich.
Yeah, sure.
Are we good for that? We'll whore you out like we always do. We're good for that.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, my friend, thank you so much for taking the time joining us and shooting the shit about all things Jessica Jones, Netflix, and cray-cray, my friend.
Cool. Thanks for having me, TJ.
All right, and we will go ahead. We will take another break, and we will come back with, as always, Reddit fun with Jason. Kids, Squad M Show. Stay tuned.
In a city where corruption rules the streets, only one man can stop the serial killer known as the Blood Bandit. James Kurt, a former police officer turned private investigator, must race against the clock to stop the madman before he achieves his ultimate diabolical goal. When JK's brother Alex is thought killed in the line of duty and mysteriously returns with no memory of his past life, the stakes are raised even higher. Enigma, the comic book series from Quad M Productions, written and illustrated by TJ Damon, with colors and effects by Jason Vickers. Enigma. Order your copy at quadmproductions.com today.
You're listening to the Quad M Show. Segment 4.
And welcome back to the fourth and final segment of this here Quad M Show. As always, again, we're your hosts. I'm TJ.
I'm Marty.
I'm McKenzie.
I'm Marty.
Yeah, this is one of those late ones.
I'm McKenzie.
This is one of them late ones, kids. And this segment is brought to you in part by DeeplyDapper.com. Now, you've heard us go on and on about all of the neat merchandise you can pick up over there at Deeply Dapper, but there's so much more. You got original art prints, books, vinyl wrap metal flasks, custom key hangers, and the light switch plates, as well as those handmade soaps, all based on your favorite nerd world pop culture properties. Also, too, get on in there now. They've just posted a new episode. It's been like 6+ months since they've got a new episode of the 3D podcast Get Out. So get on there, check them out. Give it a listen.
Yeah.
I think this one, because it was St. Patty's Day last week.
Oh yeah.
They're doing a Leprechaun marathon. I think they're talking about the first 3 Leprechaun movies.
Oh, I have watched those.
Creepy little fucker.
Yeah, he scared me when I was younger.
Just keep telling yourself he's Willow.
Right.
And
it is Willow.
And he's Wicket Warwick. Yeah, Wicket W. Warwick, the Ewok from Return of the Jedi.
Oh, okay.
The one that snuggles up to Princess Leia.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, same midget played him.
Same midget played him? Little person?
No, wait, no. This is what I'm showing. Midget.
Okay.
Small people.
Short people got no. Fuck that. Okay, no. But anyways, no. Get on there. Get out there. Check them out. DeeplyDapper.com. Once again, DeeplyDapper.com. Better living through tentacles.
All right. You ready for this?
Well, hold on now. Because you got to remember Segway City here. Come on now. I got you. Just work with me on this.
Okay.
I know it's been a month, but you do it. Don't fuck with tradition here.
All right. Oh shit.
I was actually going to bring another little fun fact that you I'm sure the kids out there know. You may not know. Had they had the rights had New Line and Paramount had the rights and the ability to, Pinhead might have had a cameo in Freddy vs. Jason.
What?
Post-credit scene, there was talk, and they've actually, even Doug Bradley was like, there was talks about it. So
Yeah.
I mean, this could have happened. Post-credit scene, Freddy and Jason are in the bowels of hell. It's like, you did this to me, fucker, and they were about to get going, right? And then all of a sudden, the camera slowly pans over, and you see the figure, and you see old Doug Bradley, Pinhead, and he says,
Gentlemen, do we seem to have a problem?
That would have been sweet.
Had that happened, I swear to God, you would have heard the loudest, most high-pitched, girl-like orgasm from the front row, dead center, from a guy wearing a Raider shirt. I would have fucking popped. I'd be like, oh my God, this is awesome! Look at him! We have a problem. Look at him!
That would have been cool.
You know what else I pop for?
What's that?
Horrible moments in Kurzweiler history.
And now it's time for horrible moments in Marty history.
Well, bam.
See,
Line and
that's
sinker.
how it's done.
Nailed
That's how it's done.
Well, you're good at this. I'm not.
Well, that's why,
I'm just a talker.
Over 100 episodes in. I know what I'm
fill
doing.
the white noise for you.
All right. Well, let's go ahead here now. This one's a McKenzie story. Is that
Yeah.
right? Okay. So let's talk about a horrible moment in McKenzie history.
All right. It starts off in Whidbey Island. If you don't know where that's at, it's off the coast of Seattle.
Okay.
And that's where I lived. My dad was in the Navy, so we lived in Navy housing.
I was born a poor black child.
And these houses that we lived in were pretty big, but anyways, we were upstairs, my mom and dad's room. I was 3, I think it was 1988-ish, 89. No, I was 89.
Oh my God,
And-
I was 12.
I'm a young buck.
You're a wee little one, year.
And me and my brother were jumping on the bed. We weren't allowed to. My mom was downstairs. And back in the 80s, you remember the furniture. Some of you do.
Like that couch right over
Yeah,
there.
everybody had that couch. The velvet wagon wheel couch. You know how many times I talked about that? Right when I came up here and saw it, I'm like, TJ got his mom's couch.
No.
Anyways.
That's the Quad M nostalgia couch. Let's just say that's the Quad M nostalgia couch.
I love it. Anyways, we were jumping on the bed. My mom had 2 end tables, and they were dark brown, very square, sharp corners. And we're jumping. My brother loved wrestling, and he had his Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage or whatever little pillow guys.
wrestling buddies.
The wrestling buddies. We still have them. I have them in storage.
I have the Ultimate Warrior ones still too. Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
had any of them. I never.
You were too old for
I was
that,
12.
probably.
I was already fucking 12 at that point. Wrestling buddy. I had a wrestling buddy. His name was Carl. I throw him in the figure 4 leg lock. He's I'm sorry. I don't want to get.
I camel clutched his ass and he ain't talked to me since.
As kids, they would always say, there was a select group. There were the ones who were like diehard fans of wrestling, where we would always talk about what happened on primetime wrestling that Monday night.
Yeah.
Because we didn't get Superstars or Challenge on syndication here in Helena. We only got Monday. It was your weekend of wrestling consisted of Saturday and Sundays. You'd always watch TBS because that had the NWA, WCW.
Yeah.
You had that 6:05 Eastern on WTBS Saturday night and then Sunday night. Maybe once a month or once every 3 months, you would get Saturday night's main event that would take place that would preempt Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
You would have Saturday night's main event that you could watch maybe occasionally there. And then Monday was your capper because that was your WWF night.
Yeah.
2 hours, USA Network from the hours of 7 to 9 Mountain with
USA.
Bobby Heenan.
Bobby
and
the
Ron
Brain.
Selden. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, yes. So you had... you had our group that would sit there and just fucking talk wrestling all the time. And then you'd have the others that, why do you watch that fake shit? They
Yeah.
stomp when they punched. It's all fake. It's all fake. Maybe I had to put some holds on some people. Maybe I got in trouble a couple times to where I got grounded from watching wrestling, where maybe a parental unit would say, you don't gotta watch that shit ever again. And then maybe within 2 weeks I was watching it again anyway. Because maybe she would end up forgetting about it because she was so fucking stressed out about the other life that she just didn't worry too much about what goes on with the kid. But no, I would, and when you'd have the people who would sit there and say, oh, wrestling's fake, that shit don't hurt. I says, okay, all right, cool. Okay, cool. Can I put you in the figure 4? Yeah, go ahead. All right, cool. 8th grade, I'd slap the figure 4 on him, right? And you've seen, the figure 4, right?
yeah.
And I get him in, I'd have him all cinched up, and I go, see, yeah, it doesn't hurt. Yeah. Oh, yes, I told you this shit's fake. And then I would apply, straighten the legs out, a little, put a bit of that pressure. Oh my God, you'd never see him just fucking screaming like a bitch, tapping. Oh my God. Stop it. I mean, never broke anybody's ankle or anything with it, but just, proving a point. That, yes, the shit does hurt.
Yeah.
They just don't hurt themselves for our enjoyment.
Yeah.
Much.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes they do.
But my buddy Carl, we would be fucking around, and I'd get him in the figure 4. He's the only guy that ever did the old fucking like Ricky Steamboat reversal where you fucking roll over. And I tell you what, the reversal does fucking hurt. I will tell you this for a fact. It does ease the pressure on them, and it does increase the pressure on some guy. Yeah. So there's that.
Mom's
you bastards.
hitting the fucking ceiling with a broom. Knock it off up there.
Oh fuck no! We were in high school by this point. She was bartending, so yeah, it was pretty much the hours of like time that I got home from school until 3 a.m. Fuck, it was
a jungle.
It was. There's a reason I don't remember my senior year, kids. I remember school. I just don't remember a whole lot after school. I don't. Yeah. Well, I can't really say that because I do remember the wrestling years because I was always clean and sober during the wrestling time. But yeah, no. After that, it was But I was still coherent enough to be able to get to school on time and not fuck up my senior year that way. But yeah, not a whole lot of memories. So, anyways, your brother had wrestling buddies, and you're jumping on the beds. I digress.
Absolutely. And he was doing wrestling moves or whatever, and body slamming, bouncing back up.
Let me slap the figure 4. I swear it doesn't hurt.
And he bounced back, and then came forward and hit me right in the back, and I launched, and I went flying forward to the corner of the coffee table. Bottom gums first.
Oh no.
Boom. And it completely sliced all of my gums off on my bottom front teeth.
Down.
And I've never opened my mouth before, and blood was shooting out of my mouth. And I go like this, and he covers my mouth, and he goes, "We can't tell Mom. Come on." And there's blood going everywhere. He goes, "Oh, God." And he's like crying to this point. He's only a year and a half older than me, but he knows it's bad because I'm at that point where you lose your breath because you're hurt so bad. And I'm like this.
Shock is starting to settle in.
And he knows the scream is coming, and he's like, no, and he kept doing this, and I remember he let go of the hand and is like, and he's like, and I was like, and my mom, moms know is it a real cry or is it a fucking cry, and she's like, what the fuck, and she comes running upstairs, what did you do? I told you not to jump on the bed. And she grabs my lip, pulls it down, and she immediately, it's a Sunday, 4 o'clock or something, close to afternoon. There's no emergency dentists on the base. And that's the only place we went because we lived in Navy housing.
Okay.
So, and my mom called my dad, and my mom always got a hold of his main guy.
His commanding officer?
And she goes, Mackenzie's been hurt really bad, and I need to talk to Damon, and, so he gets on, and they can't do anything until Monday. We have to get on the ferry and then go into Seattle.
Hi, sailors.
And
sorry, get on the ferry.
Get on the ferry, go to Seattle, go see a city dock.
See what you did there.
See what I did there? Yeah.
And I've actually had 4...
fish. Sorry.
You actually had 4
gum grafts. So every time I go to the dentist now, I'll show it to you, but every time I go to the dentist now, they always ask if I'm a chewer, if I've chewed in my day. Like, no. And because it's still not like perfect, but I do have really receding.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Gums. And they've already done 4 on them, but luckily, you losing your gums like that and hitting your teeth at an impact like that, right at where your teeth grow, your jawline, can damage. And they told my mom that I wouldn't grow any teeth. Once those teeth died, they wouldn't grow back. And my mom's like, "Oh God, my baby, what are you gonna do?"
Well, because that was gonna be my first question is, those are your real choppers? Then you don't have falsies?
Yeah, I do have a permanent bar.
Okay. I was gonna say, don't start doing that.
Yeah. I have a
Predator. Aliens come get your
that holds them like straight right there.
Okay.
But I had 4 graphings done between the age of 4 and 9.
Jesus Christ.
And they slice gums from the back of your mouth, and they stitch it to the front.
They take fat off your ass.
Yeah. And it didn't do... I mean,
and
you can still tell. I mean, I probably wouldn't have had... My teeth probably wouldn't be as, in there if they didn't do them. Because look how low they are still with 4.
If you had found out that she had falsies, would you still have been with her?
Hells yeah.
Be like, or you'd be all be trying like for the gummer?
Mm-hmm. He would.
Coates would. Not even gonna lie.
You don't even get the toother.
Well, now we know some horrible moments in Marty history.
Yeah. Guess I won't come next week.
It's not your birthday, all right?
It's because I fart when I get excited.
So,
see, just like that.
You guys going to the dance? I volunteered. No big deal.
no big deal. Wait a minute. Are you saying I'm a person and I'm interesting?
Interesting.
So, but so I mean, at the end, do you have any like issues as far as like sensitivity on the teeth, like hot or cold foods, ice, anything like that?
No, I can actually leave my teeth in a popsicle or ice cream, and I don't have. I could put it in there, hold it while I do other things.
Shake your head vigorously.
Well, a lot of people they get about when people like eat an ice cream cone and stick their teeth in it. Like, oh, how do you do that? I don't have a feeling like that. They get that. You know how your teeth get cold.
Yeah, well, see, when I chop down, I go top tooth. I don't ever use the bottom teeth when eating ice cream, but the top tooth, yeah.
I
sit there and use the microphone like an ice cream cone.
Some people like literally freak out. I just saw a meme about it, like, what kind of fucking animal is this? And there was a bite taken out of an ice cream cone. I'm like, I do that. Is that bad? But also, I eat popsicles a lot. And if I'm doing something around the house, I chomp into the popsicle if I need both my hands, and I can leave it in there for quite a while. And it doesn't cause teeth sensitivity. Can you do that? Or does it hurt your teeth?
No, I think I can do that. I don't know.
Here, can you show us on this doll?
So yeah, that was a horrible moment in little Kunzweiler history.
In little
Mrs. Kunzweiler history.
Mrs. Kunzweiler history.
Yeah.
Getting your fucking teeth knocked out. God damn. All right, well, let's go ahead here. Kids, does anybody got any picks for the week this week?
Yeah, no.
Nah, no. No.
Watch the Quad M show. Listen to it.
All right, well, kids, do we have anything left to pimp, promote, propagate, or pander for this evening?
Go Bengals.
That'll be a no. Well, we'll wrap it up for this week's episode of the Quad M Show. As always, kids, don't forget, subscribe, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts or any sort of podcast catching feature thing that you may have out there. That stuff is always important. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and also follow us on Instagram. Just go with Quad M Comics and search to your heart's content and all that shite. Until next time, kids, this is TJ.
I'm Marty.
I'm McKenzie.
And we will see you all later, gang. Take care.
Stay beautiful.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Quad M Show. Copyright 2018, Quad M Productions. If you have any comments, questions, queries, quibbles, or concerns, email us at quadmcomics@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at quadmcomics.
Ooh. Kenzie's been on a hot streak.
Here we are, ready to entertain the masses, and you're busy doing fucking scratchies.
Dude, I won a total of $1,000. It's crazy.
Out of how many times have you played?
At dinner time, I gave
Just
him
today.
20 and I put in 40, and it was on an old machine too, which I never went on. And it was the bells, Lucky Bells.
Okay.
And fucking 7 out of 7 with a 2 times multiplier. So it should have been.
Should have been 1600.
1600, but Montana state law.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Right.
And on
Buckers.
this,
What's
on
a girl
these
to do?
tickets- On these tickets,
Mama won it bingo.
on these tickets, I won $320. Scratch tickets.
Well, shit. Yeah. I think I'll end up. I'm gonna everyone that I had possibility lined up is all. Oh, I can't do it now. I can't do it. I can't. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to brave the Portland traffic by my lonesome.
I'm sorry.
I drove
it's
it
not
by
your
myself. Well, not with Marty, but I mean, yeah,
She drove the whole way.
the whole way.
Until like Missoula or something, or no.
Because I drove since 4 o'clock in the morning. We left Oregon, and I drove all the way through until almost the pass. I
Yeah.
had Marty go over the pass, McDonald Pass. I was like, by 8 o'clock at night, I was like, I can't do it any longer.
Well, I think what I'll do is I'll probably leave here about noon or 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can roll into town about, 2:30, 3-ish, something like that. Because that's always when traffic is. I mean, it's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last time I was in Portland, it was dead as shit at that hour.
Yeah.
Reno is dead as shit at that hour.
Reno? Well, I guess. Yeah.
Reno at like 1:30, 2 in the morning, it's pretty dead.
Yeah.
At least highway wise. I mean, maybe like on the strips or something where you're, doing all that shit. Maybe it might be a little different, but by and large, fuck no. But what else? Seattle was. I mean, it was like when you watch when you watch that first pilot episode of Walking Dead. Mm-hmm. And he's riding into town on the horse, going into Atlanta on the horse.
Yeah.
and on his side of the lanes of traffic, I mean, there's like nothing, and then all the cars
are piled up on the
but it was the same. Only it was all like 8 lanes or 10 lanes was just
Empty.
fucking dead as shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think I pulled in there at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So that kind of surprised me a little bit. So I mean, as long as I can time it, my only problem.
What happened here? Where is everybody?
What's going on?
What's going on? I came to town.
Sure is a big city.
Well, looks like this world's my oyster. Let's find the pearl.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
But no, it'll be like, I think since I'll be going solo, what I may probably end up doing is just, have the hotel set up for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. And then once I get in, pack up and everything's all in and ready and good to go, bug out and then just take my chances Sunday night, heading out. But I figure as long as I got the Garmin with me, we should be okay.
Oh, you'll be fine.
As far as getting out of there. And then,
Yeah.
And then on the drive back, I'd probably pull into town 5 or 6 in the morning, unless I get like tired.
Yeah.
And then I can just crash out for a little bit at a rest stop or a gas station or something and just kind of
Do you have a gun?
take a nap. Huh?
Do you have a gun?
Well, I'm going to admit that on the air.
Oh.
Technically, we're not on the air yet.
Well, yeah, but this could be one of those post credit things, little things I like to do sometimes if the banter is witty enough.
We always carry our guns. I don't care, man.
Yes, there's one to see. See, but the thing is, it's when it comes to the different states you're in, that whole carry and conceal can get you in trouble.
That's why we were really scared about going to Florida, because remember how we got postponed because of the hurricane?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because it got so destroyed in certain areas, they allowed, and there was so much chaos going on, they allowed open carry because people were robbing people and all this. So Marty's like, oh, I don't know if I want to be going there. Like, there's open carry now. We got to bring our guns, and you can't bring them on the airplanes, of course. But my dad had his because he drove down there. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So it all works out. Yeah. You just do what you got to do.
You can't sneak brass knuckles into Orlando Studios, I found out.
Oh, yeah.
The metal detector goes off, does it?
No, they fucking pat it, and they're like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, I don't need that. That's what he says. That's what he says. Oh, and I look at him, I give him the look, I'm like, you fucking idiot.
I tried to hide it in the camera case.
No, he tried to hide it in Sawyer's bag. The kids' bag. He put it in the fucking...
He didn't. It was the camera case of our bag.
It wasn't in our bag. You put it in Sawyer's bag, in that bucket.
Yeah.
I know 100% because I looked at you and I'm like... And it's a little Shopkins bag, the little cupcakes and like fruit on it. They're like, "What's this?" He goes, "I don't need that." I'm like, "Oh my god!" And he carries his brass knuckles with him everywhere, everywhere. I'm like,
I did until they got confiscated.
I'm like, why
No.
do you bring these everywhere? You afraid you're gonna get in a fight? Like, you gotta duke it out somewhere?
Well, those lines can get rough.
Okay.
You never know.
He carried him with him for years before Florida.
Maybe not Disneyland because that's the happiest place in the world, apparently. But at Universal, that's a tough crowd.
Universal, it is a tough crowd. It was Halloween night.
No. I would take Universal over Disneyland 1,000,000 times over.
Ooh.
You have no idea.
No, I don't, because I've never been to either, so I have no grounds to judge on.
Universal is my place.
Universal
love
was
it.
cool. Universal was cool as shit.
And we're going back for my birthday this year.
Oh, well, there you go.
For Halloween again. Fright Nights, and that lands on my birthday, actually.
Yeah.
It's awesome because there's only so many tickets sold for that event, and then every year it's a different theme, and this year was American Horror Story.
Yeah,
and
well, they have a bunch of different
They
ones.
do, but because there's only so many people allowed there, all the rides that we couldn't get on during the day, we could go several times over. We'd run in there. We had a fast pass, and, it was sweet. It was so cool.
Yeah.
And the Evil Dead, haunted house. There's a bunch of haunted houses. The Evil Dead one was so fucking hilarious. It was meant to be funny. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome, but it was so fucking real. Like how I play the video game. Like I used to play the video game. I'm like, oh my god, it's so much like it. Yeah. And then when you did the horror story, American Horror Story, I don't know if you watch any of those shows, but because it goes through scenes of every season.
Every season, yeah.
Like we're walking through, I'm like, oh shit, Marty, yeah, we're in this one. And then you walk and you're like, oh fuck, I'm in season 3. Like it was awesome. And we knew every one of them.
Oh yeah.
I knew what was around the corner. I'm like, oh, this one sucks. Because that one scared me. Yeah.